What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is a Kaged review, and this is a review for WWE Raw After WrestleMania for 4/18/19. And for a 3-hour show, there actually wasn't a whole lot to this. You had some kind of long segments here, so it took up a lot of time. You start out with Seth Rollins. He comes out, new Universal Champion, and he's talking about how he's going to be fighting champion. Kofi Kingston quickly comes out with the New Day, new WWE champion, and he says, why don't we have a match tonight, a unification match. Whoever wins takes all, gets both belts. So Becky Lynch has both belts right now for the women, and I'm thinking, you know, maybe they're consolidating belts again. They've definitely gone back and forth with that. It seems like every 2-3 years they go from everybody working both shows to brand split and back again. So it looks like we're set up for a Kofi Seth Rollins unification match. After that, you get Hawkins and Ryder. They're taking on the Revival in a rematch from WrestleMania for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Hawkins and Ryder, new champions. And good match. I mean, you know, there was a lot of stuff going on. One of the good things about the Revival is they are consistently like keeping the action going both in and out of the ring. When things start getting crazy, like it's, you know, they're very good at keeping things very entertaining. And that was a spot where Scott Dawson does like a tornado DDT to I think it was Hawkins outside the ring. That was pretty cool. So yeah, it was a good match, but at the end of the day, the story is that Ryder and Hawkins win again. Hawkins rolls up one of the Revival, and they're doubling down on Hawkins and Ryder being tag team champions, and they're a good team. They always have been. So that's pretty cool. I liked it. Then you get a Baron Corbin segment. He's talking a bunch of trash about Kurt Angle and says he's gonna get his own gold medal now, and then Kurt Angle comes to the ring, says, you know, last night you were the better man. I wish you nothing but luck. And then he pulls him close while they're shaking hands, and he says, but nothing but bad luck. Does the angle slam, puts the ankle lock on him, and as that's ending, Lars Sullivan comes out and puts a couple of moves on Kurt Angle, establishing him as a monster and a heel and all of that stuff. Lars Sullivan, who apparently has been dealing with a lot of anxiety issues and things like that. Hopefully that's under control and things can get back to normal for him. So it looks like they feel comfortable enough bringing him in and having this spot. So Lars Sullivan is here now. Then you have Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Alexa Bliss has been out of action for quite some time. We all know she's been on injury. And so she comes back, faces Bayley. A couple of good moves in this match. Bayley does this like seated like power bomb into the turnbuckle and like slams Alexa Bliss in. It was really cool looking actually. But at the end of the day, Alexa Bliss gets the win, hits her DDT. And there you go, that's that. After that, you have Becky Lynch come out. She cuts a promo, and kind of an understated promo. I don't know that this promo actually did anything for me. You know, talking about Ronda Rousey and crowds chanting "Don't come back" and stuff like that, and talking about Charlotte Flair, and she gets interrupted as she's kind of wrapping up by Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans walks down, does her usual walk bait, and then just punches Becky Lynch in the face. And so that starts a brawl between those two. It carries up the ramp, and it really doesn't go anywhere. They get split up, and that was that. So kind of a feud. I don't know, man. Lacey Evans, I'll just have to wait and see, because her intro into the major leagues has been terrible. Just absolutely terrible. Charlie interviews Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins says that he felt kind of disrespected that Kofi Kingston came to his show and challenged him. So, you know, he's going to put up a fight. Then you get Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Very good technical skills from Chad Gable in the match. Of course, you're going to have the high flying from Aleister Black and Ricochet. At the end of the day, Aleister and Ricochet take the win, and then they get attacked by Bobby Roode and Chad Gable after the match. Then you get what is supposed to be Dean Ambrose's last match. And it never became a match because Bobby Lashley comes out, he's pissed off. He says, "Don't worry, after you leave, I'll take good care of your wife." That pisses off Dean Ambrose. A fight ensues. It goes up the ramp as well. Right in front of Dean Ambrose's wife. I can't even think of her name right now. Sorry. But, so, it comes down to Dean Ambrose is waylaying Bobby Lashley for a while. And then Bobby Lashley hits a power bomb, puts Dean Ambrose through a table. And Renee Young. Renee Young comes and checks on Dean Ambrose. She's gone for I think the next match or whatever. And that was that. You get a very short Mojo Rawley promo that did nothing for me. I don't know where they're going with this. Then you see Sami Zayn come back, and he challenges somebody. Finn Balor comes out. Finn Balor just coming out of this new Intercontinental title win. It was a good match. There was, Sami Zayn showed that he's still got plenty of skill in the ring. So yeah, it was a fun match to watch. Finn Balor picked up the win, which I kind of didn't like the fact that they brought Sami Zayn back just to make him lose to Finn Balor, but what do I know? Then you get Elias. He's doing his Elias bit. He's talking. And he starts doing kind of like the John Cena rap battle type thing. He starts rapping and, has a couple of good lines in there. And then his last line was something like, "Next person who interrupts me is a dead man." And it turns out to be The Undertaker, the dead man. So that was kind of funny the way they did that. No one saw it coming. The crowd popped loud as hell. It was pretty cool. It was definitely a cool moment because, like I said, nobody expected that. He wasn't at WrestleMania, so there was no reason to think he would be there at the Raw after WrestleMania. So it was very cool to see him and get him to make an appearance, and he drops Elias with his first kick, and then does a choke slam, does a tombstone, music hits, and there you go. So the last match of the night is supposed to be Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins. And it starts out a fairly decent match, and then this is where the show just dropped. The crowd just instantly reacted, and reacted strongly, and let everybody know that it was a stupid fucking idea. And the idea was, the match gets interrupted by the Bar. Cesaro and Sheamus come out, they're wailing on both of those guys, and so Seth Rollins is like, "Kofi will finish this fight later." Now, keep in mind, this is supposed to be a unification match that they were talking about and promising at the beginning of the show, and the crowd was really pissed that they didn't follow through with that. And, with all the build that they were talking throughout the show, it sucked. It really did. Whoever thought of that as a way to establish a tag team match with Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins, because obviously that's what they wanted, the two champions to stand tall at the end of the show. It was dumb. It was dumb the way they did it, because you're making a huge empty promise, and the crowd reacted very strongly to it. So, I was disappointed that they didn't follow through with that. I was disappointed the way they handled it, making it a tag match with Kofi and Rollins versus the Bar. It was just stupid. It really was. But Rollins and Kofi win, and there you go. They're standing tall at the end. So that's the end of Raw. That's where they close off. This show was really hard for me because there were certain things that I liked, certain things that I didn't really care about, and even like Lacey Evans, I didn't care about that at all. Honestly, the tag team thing, I'm still not completely sold with Hawkins and Ryder. Lars Sullivan, there's honestly a big question mark over him right now. That whole segment really didn't do much for me. Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Rude and Gable was alright. I think they could have done a lot more with Dean Ambrose, Sami Zayn coming and losing, although that was a good match. Undertaker made me pop. So honestly, I mean, they did a lot, and it was entertaining in a lot of ways. But I think there were certain things that they just really dropped the ball on, and I'm having a hard time. The more I talk about it, like the worse the show seems to me. Like I was kind of entertained when I was watching it, and I was kind of into it, but you know, the more I'm actually talking about what they did, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'm going to give it a halfway. I just feel like that's the only thing I can do, because there was a lot of things I liked about it. There was some things that had some real big question marks, in my opinion. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10. That's where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation, out.